guys, it's Caitlin here and welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a little speed build, and when I say little, I really do mean little. It is a very small house. I was actually inspired to do this build from an image that I found on Google, and it was like this really tiny house, and it had this very similar shape to the one I'm building right now. In fact, it was probably almost identical, apart from the fact that I could not get the roofs as perfect as it is on the actual, image. But, you can only do so much with the building tools in Sims 4, so I think I did pretty well considering. So just with this one, I have been wanting to do like a little micro home. I think I will do something smaller, because this is still kind of a little bit bigger than a micro home, so I think I could try and do that as a little challenge. Let me know if you guys want to see that. But with this one, it is just a little bit bigger than a micro home, and I really like it. It's got everything you need. It's got it's got your bedroom, it's got your lounge, your kitchen, and your bathroom. And you're probably looking at it right now wondering how I managed to get everything to fit in there. I did make it work, so I'm pretty happy about that. So just with the outside, I decided to put some large windows and some French doors with the little glass windows in them, because I thought at having the roofing coming along the side, you can't have windows around the outside of the house. So I thought it would be a good idea to have as much light as possible by bringing it in both ends, and rather than closing it off and making it, like 3 separate rooms, like with the bathroom, the bedroom and the lounge, making it 3 separate rooms, just keeping it one whole room so that the light flows throughout the house. Excuse me, sorry guys, I have a little bit of a croaky throat today. I've been having that a lot lately and it's a little bit annoying, but hopefully it won't be too much of a distraction throughout this video. So with these walls, this wall here, this area is going to be the bedroom. I couldn't figure out what colour I wanted, so I decided, if you saw, I put this green sort of wallpaper there that we got with the toddler update. I put that in the lounge area, so I decided in the end that I would also use that in the bedroom, but I don't think I add that until later once I get back to the bedroom. So here we have the kitchen. I decided to pull the bathroom back by 2 squares so that there was enough room to have the kitchen going through the hallway, and I thought that was a good way to put it, because I think that's realistic. When you'd have little homes, you try to make as much use of the space that you've got as possible. So I think that people would put partial, just a partial part of their kitchen down the little hallway there. So that's what I've done there, and I've sort of created like a little section off by putting the fridge in its own little, cubby or nook or something like that with the 2 walls on the side. It does kind of help to cut it off from the bedroom just a little bit. So yeah, I think it is quite a good use of space to put it in the hallway there. However, we do not end up getting, because I've put the bathroom back to be able to make that kitchen, we don't have a sink in the bathroom, but that's okay because there's a sink in the kitchen anyway. So ideally you'd have one in the bathroom as well, but I'm guessing in real life, for people who only have really small homes, they'd realistically only have one sink anyway. So yeah, I think it doesn't matter too much. So here is the little lounge room. I really wasn't too sure how I wanted to do this. At first I was going to put like a little table in the corner there like you just saw me doing before, but I felt like the tables were too clunky and too big, so I decided to use one of these little wall TVs and try and position it on the wall if I could, because I didn't want it to look like it was floating. So I've done a little, tried to do a little trick here with the shelving so that it looks like the TV is sitting on the shelf, even though it's not, even though it's just floating in midair. And I decided to just pop a pot plant behind the TV just so it looks a little bit more like it has a purpose, or like, that you would try and do something with it other than it just kind of sticking out there. So we've just got a little white couch, because I actually, once I put this little green, this little green feature wall inside the lounge, I thought it would be a cool idea to actually kind of make it like an eco home. So, I mean, technically it's not that eco, but it is quite eco in terms of the colours I've used. So I did end up making this house very green and white, and I've used this rug there that came with the Glamour Stuff pack that you just saw before, and it is actually kind of like, I've always thought it was an ugly rug, to be honest, but I feel like in this house it really works because I felt like it kind of looked like turf, is it called turf? Like, you know, the fake grass carpet that people get and they put it in like little greenhouses and things like that. I thought it looked like grass, so I thought, you know what, let's just put that there. Even though I've always found it really ugly, I'm just going to put that there because it actually works. So with this being such a small house on quite a big lot, this is actually a 20 by 15 lot. I'm pretty sure it's 20 by 15, and even though it's quite a small house, like it's a small house and it's a small lot, but because the house is so small it makes the lot feel big, so we do put quite a nice little garden area out the back, and you'll see that I've added in a pond because I thought, you know, going on with the eco theme, having a pond there would be very eco-friendly, so I thought I would put that there as well. So here is the bedroom, and we are just putting in some drawers. I like these drawers, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like they look too small for the room. With this being a small room though, I didn't want to use a really big chunky set of drawers, but I know I still needed those there because they're essential, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to do this, sorry. At this point I was putting in mirrors because with the room being small, I thought mirrors would help to enlarge the space, make it feel bigger for whoever's living there. And I wanted to put some side tables in, but they just wouldn't fit, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like the feel of it, so I thought it would be a cool idea to put bookshelves. Realistically, I was thinking in my head, if you had these shelves next to your bed, you'd probably put more on it than just books. It could act as your nightstand and things like that. So that's why I decided to put those in, and I wanted a nice white painting to sort of match in with the rest of the white that's there. So I used a little trick just to make the room a little bit bigger so that I could fit this little set of drawers here. I really like this little set of drawers. It's quite handy actually. So the little trick, well, it's not exactly a trick, but I sort of just push the bed into the wall because it's sort of got like two sets of, it kind of looks like it's got two headboard type things or it's like a layered headboard. So I've sort of hid the first layer of it in the wall so that it still looks like it has a headboard, but it's just cut down the width of the bed just by a little bit. So at this moment when I'm taking this little pause, it's because Kmart rang me. So I recently got employed with Kmart, and it's taking a little while to actually get me started working. I got the job back in December, and it's February now, and I still haven't started work. I've done a couple training sessions, but that's why I took that little pause there, because Kmart rang me and they wanted me to come in for training tomorrow. So I'm going to be going for training tomorrow, or depending when you watch this video, I've probably already gone to the training. But yeah, that's good news to finally have the training, because it has been a while. So yeah, so this is our little bathroom. It's just very, very simple. I don't think you'd have too much going on in such a little bathroom. Thinking about it now, I could have possibly placed a mirror on that wall as well. But you know, it's not too big of a deal. There's quite a large mirror in the bedroom, so yeah. So also with this kitchen, I know it's all white and it felt a little bland to me. So I wanted to add a little bit of colour, so I added this little spice rack. I thought it added just enough colour. I also realised later on that I probably would have liked to add those little canned peppers or capsicum or whatever they are. I would have liked to place those on the little shelving that I've got there in the kitchen, but I completely didn't think about it at the time. So this guitar here, this guitar actually isn't usable. I went in game to play this when I took the screenshots, and the guitar is not usable, which is kind of annoying. So you might need to just, like, if you want to download this from the gallery, it will be up on the gallery, and it'll be called Eco Living, so it will be under my username, simply Caity, if you want to download it. But yeah, if you do choose to download this little house, the guitar is not usable, so you'd probably need to just you know, I don't think that you'd have to adjust it that much. You probably just have to, you know, just move it over a little and should be good. Should be. I'm not too sure if it will be, but hopefully it will be. So on the outside, the house is also green. I was originally going to do it blue, but I thought it looked nicer green because I wasn't too much of a fan of the blue. The blue was too light for me, so I liked the green. This was when I was just trying to figure out what I was going to do with the back. I was thinking I was going to do some sort of little weird pathway type thing with these, you know, the wood panels, but I feel like, I don't know, I think because I was thinking of doing something that was like eco-friendly, that the wooden flooring just didn't fit in with it, so I did go ahead and change that. I'm actually trying to remember, to be honest, what I did with this part. I know that I added the pond, but I can't quite remember. Oh, yeah. No, that's right. Okay, so I was using the debug menu. I wanted to look for the pond in the debug menu because I thought it would be kind of cool to have like an actual pond where they could fish and things. That would be more eco-friendly. That's what I was thinking anyway. But it was too big, unfortunately, so had to resort to making a man-made lake. So here is the lake here that I've made. I'm happy with it in the end, how it looks. I actually, if I'm being completely honest, I actually really hate making lakes or anything that's supposed to resemble a pond or, you know, just like a natural waterway, anything like that, because I find these rocks to be very time consuming, and I actually did a build the other day, and when I was doing the build, that had so much more rocks than this one did. I actually probably like took a break from it for 2 hours because I was getting so restless trying to do all these rocks. But I looked at it and I'm like, okay, you've got this far with the build, everything's done except these damn rocks, so just get the rocks done and you're good. So I got them done, but it did take me a while, but I think it was worth it in the end. So yeah, I really like this pond, by the way. I think it's really cute. And I do put some stones in the bottom as well, because this is just the pool tool. If you were to get rid of a rock, you could probably have your Sims swim in it if you wanted them to, you know, so it looks like they're swimming in like a little natural pool and things like that. But I really just wanted it to look like a pond, and I wanted some of these, like, those little bubbles that come up. So I've got a couple of those little bubble things. I've just hid them underneath, like, the water plants. I don't know what you call those plants, but I've tried to hide them underneath the water plants so you can't see them from the top view. I also do something a little, I think it's cute. I sort of add like a little cute thing in the pond later. You'll see what I add, but I find it so cute that I did that. It wasn't an original plan. I just, I don't know. So here we are doing the back, just very simple. I believe I furnish the back later on. All I do is put a little table and a little barbecue out the back. I didn't want to have too much, you know. I do also have lots of flowers at the front, because I thought, being an eco-friendly house, you would have plenty of, you know, flowers and trees and just greenery around your house. So here we are going in with I thought it would be kind of an interesting idea to sort of fence off the garden at first. So here I am trying to fence it off, but like, my honest opinion, it looked ugly, so we got rid of that, and instead we went in with more rocks and the flowers, and I've gone in with some outdoor flooring or some terrain paint just as our flooring, and here we are, we've got all the flowers, and we're going to put rocks all around the little gardens there, the garden beds. I also thought, being an eco-friendly house, that you'd probably also have like your own little greenhouse or something like that. So I thought about building a greenhouse, but I didn't end up doing that. Instead, what I did is I just used the little garden patches and I just put those along one of the sides of the houses there so that they could go and garden if they liked. I also thought about fencing this house off, but I felt like, I don't know, I felt like it probably wouldn't be fenced off. Now, I built this in Newcrest, I think, because I just wanted the 20 by 15 lot. I think it would really suit Willow Creek, possibly, though. It could suit Willow Creek. But, you know, I tend to use Newcrest and Willow Creek the most when it comes to building, just because, you know, Newcrest, there's not many lots that have, well, actually no, there's no lots at all that have buildings on it unless you've gone in and added your own builds to it and things like that. With Willow Creek, though, you have to go and delete all of the lots, same with all the other towns, and I like the green. That's probably why I don't really build in Oasis Springs, and it's probably because I'm not a big fan of the dirt and things like that, so I do build a lot in the greener areas. Sometimes I like to build in Windenburg on Buffs Island, or, you know, something like that. But yeah, so I think we've got to do this side. I was going to say, I think we're almost done with the rocks, because I think I'm seeing too many rocks. Like, I'm getting sick of seeing all these rocks, because I've been doing, like, I think I did this build and another build, like, in the same day, possibly, or like one after the other. Like, one I did one day and one I did the next day, so I feel like I've been seeing a lot of rocks lately, so yeah, not a big fan of those rocks. Like, I like them in the build, but just not a big fan of them when it comes to having to build with them. So here are the little garden patches. I'm glad to finally be moving away from the rocks there, and we do go ahead and put some little secrets in the garden, and you can probably guess what they are, because what else would you put in your garden? Like, so yeah, so we are just putting this little table in and the barbecue, and that's all I do have out in this area, I believe. Oh no, I put some little flower boxes as well on the window, just to add to that whole eco feeling. I was going to put them out on the front window as well, but I decided I wanted to put some, like some shoes outside, because I know that a lot of people would probably keep their shoes inside, but my family keeps our shoes outside. I mean, we've always done it. We've always kept them outside, so I feel like it made sense to just leave them outside. So that's what I did there. And I got one of these flowering pots. I thought it would be kind of cute to put a little cactus there, so I added in a little cactus as well. And I wanted to add, I was looking for these lilies earlier when I was building this pond, these lily pads, but I couldn't find them anywhere, and I just came across them just then. I can't even remember now where I found them. I can never remember. So I wanted to also put a little bird bath in, because I thought that would be kind of nice as well, and I've just sort of shoved that there in the bushes because I thought it would look kind of cool. And I thought that I honestly never use these flamingos. I think this is probably the first time I've ever used the flamingos in a build before, and I really enjoyed how they looked in the gardens, just kind of poking out, you know, their heads poking out and things like that. I thought it was kind of cute. And here are the little secret gnomes that I added to the garden. This is probably my first time using like a lot of gnomes as well. I thought it would be kind of cute to add a little gnome there on the rock. And here this is probably like, these two gnomes that you'll see next are probably my favorite gnomes. So I used this gnome and kind of made it look like she was floating in her little floaty in the water, and this guy with the little pixelated box around him, I made it look like he was skinny dipping, or going to anyway. Anyway guys, we are coming up to the screenshots very shortly, so if you enjoyed this video then remember to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you guys haven't already or you are new to my channel, then hit the subscribe button so you won't miss a video in the future. Anyway, as always guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will speak to you guys all next time. Bye!